All right, if you just have a blank wall anywhere in your house, you can create any video background like this, or this without needing a green screen. It only takes 5 simple steps, so let's begin with step number 1, which is recording your video, because there's a few little caveats to this. You have to make sure that you're not moving around too much while you're recording your video, because essentially what we're doing is creating a mask all the way around us so that anything outside of that mask will be generated with AI and have those extra elements in it. So if we go and extend too far outside, it's going to be really obvious where the edge of that mask is. So just make sure that when you're recording your video, you don't move around too much so that all of this works. But once you have your recording made, we're ready for step number 2. Step number 2 is importing your video onto the computer and bringing it into whatever video editing software you use. In this case, I'm using Premiere Pro, so I'll just go and drag and drop that onto my sequence, the video clip that I'm working on. And then I'll also want to add my color grading before I go and save a screenshot that I'll use as the base template for all of my AI extensions. So I'll just go ahead and drag and drop my LUT onto here. It will automatically color grade there. And I'll just quickly scan through to find the area where my hand sticks out probably the furthest within the entire recording. So I'll do something around here, for example. Now to save this as an image that we can bring into Photoshop or Adobe Firefly, I'll just click on this little screenshot option to export that current frame, and I'll export it to either a PNG, a TIFF, or a JPEG, depending on your preference, but I'll choose PNG and then click OK. Now for step 3, we have 2 different options. We can either go into Photoshop or we can use Adobe Firefly. Adobe Firefly will be your option if you do not have Photoshop, since you get 10 free generative credits, and there's a little area where you can erase a background and then generate a new one for yourself. So I'll leave a link below where you can go and upload your photo that you just saved from your video editing software and then erase the background in. But for my example, I'm going to use Photoshop since I find that there's a lot more versatility in the tools, but either option will work. In this case though, I'm going to go to File, Open inside of Photoshop, find that screenshot from Premiere that I have saved on my computer and click on Open to bring it into a new Photoshop project. With our image opened, we're now ready for step 4, which is to select the different areas in the background that we want to generate new elements within. So the easiest way to do this is just using something like the rectangular marquee tool. I'll leave the feather to 0 pixels and the style to normal. And then now what I'll do is just click and drag around any areas that I do not want the AI to generate something within. So I have to kind of keep the couch edge in because my hand does go over there throughout the video. And then I want to add other areas to this selection. So I'll hold the Shift key and then add some additional areas to this current selection. So just holding Shift to add new areas and then the space bar while holding Shift to move and add to that marquee selection. So I'll just repeat this all the way around like so, giving myself quite a bit of wiggle room around the outer edges, because imagine where I might move within this recording. I probably want to have a bit more real estate than just a tight edge to my body here. But with this selection made, I now want to select everything outside of this selection. So I'll just go ahead and click on this little button right here in the contextual taskbar to invert my selection. Therefore, I'm selecting everything outside of the previous selected area. With this good to go, we can click on Generative Fill and then type in whatever prompt that we want. For my example, I've already written a prompt, so I'll just press Command or Control V to paste that in there. I'll read it to you in a second, but click on Generate. My prompt was modern home office at night, soft magenta and teal neon lights glowing from LED strips, large wooden desk, stylish office chair, potted monstera plant, bookshelf with warm ambient light, cinematic bokeh, cozy yet tech vibe. So these are the options that I get here. Some of them are going to look cool, some of them maybe not, but if you don't like any of them, we can click on Generate again, and it will repeat this process for us. I really like the look of this one here, but of course we have some other options if we would like, but I'm going to say that this is the one that I'm ready to go and save. Now, before we save it, if you did have like a more complex background, such as the one that's behind me, which is my usual recording setup and it doesn't use AI, it's just the room. But in situations like that where you have a little bit larger of an area, the same process can apply as you see here, just selecting those outer areas and then using a prompt to go and fill them in. You're just going to have to do a little little bit more refinements with the selection because you have a larger area and possibly furniture that is going to blend in with your final result. But either way, continuing on for this example here, let's go and export just this AI background. So I'll disable the screenshot layer so I only have the outer edges here. But as I can see, there's a couple little problems with like this sliver at the bottom that doesn't quite make sense. And then I see a bit of the top of my hair. So I'll just go and add a new layer really quickly before I export. Click on the remove tool found underneath the J shortcut tools. And then I can just go and paint over the hair here, while remove after each brushstroke is disabled and sample all layers is enabled. And then I'll also go and just paint over this bottom piece that I want to remove, press enter, and that'll just touch up this mask before we go and bring it into Premiere. Now with this good to go, we're ready to export it as a PNG. So that way we're going to have that transparency in the middle, but still retain the outer background information. So I'll go up to File, then Save a Copy. Set the format to PNG, I'll call my file to background, and then click Save. Back in Premiere Pro, we're now ready to tie everything together with our final step. First, importing that file that we just saved from Photoshop into Premiere, then dragging and dropping that file over top of our video clip. I can extend this out as I would like. And then from here, we just need to do any little bits of masking to blend it in if necessary. As you can see, there's that top bit that's not really making sense. So I'll click on that background video clip layer here, then go to my effects controls, go to my opacity and add a new mask with the pen tool here. Now I can just go and click around any areas that I do not want this background AI image to be visible within, connecting back to the starting point and then clicking on invert since it was the opposite of what I wanted. And now we have that final outer matte that if I just go ahead and press play, we can see it all blends in except for if I move my hand outside as I showed you earlier in the video. But since we can still see this harsh edge up here, what we can also do is select our mask and then increase the mask feather so that we have a soft transition between the AI background and our original video clip. So pressing play again, now this is blending in a lot more. As you can see, when I'm just talking straight to camera, it all looks good and exactly as we're hoping for. Now the results of this are going to vary and oftentimes you will need to regenerate the background a whole bunch of times, try a couple different prompts until it works perfectly for you. And I would definitely recommend using Photoshop over Firefly for this process, since you'll have a lot more control over the individual elements and how you select the background within your screenshots. Now I'd love to know what you think of this effect and if it's something that you're going to try in one of your videos. If so, let me know down in the comments below. And if you're using the Photoshop method, make sure to also grab my free Photoshop Pro ebook, which will help you get up and running in the program as fast as possible. So that way you can use these techniques in Photoshop, even if you're not really familiar with the program yet. Anyways, that is all for this one. Thank you so much for sticking around to this point, and I'll hope to see you in the next video.